What's it saying? Okay, so basically, we know what it means. I think it's not. In there. It's so I've never considered that on a few water.
Call to order. All right, we're gonna do attendance. Senator Ferragamo,
Present.
Senator Centeno,
Present.
Senator Dempsey,
President.
Senator De Jesus.
Present.
Senator Howard,
Present.
Senator Gupta. Not here. Senator Patel,
Here.
Senator Jenkins,
Here.
Senator Prince,
Present.
okay, Senator Diem. Senator Orr,
Present.
President Pro Tempore here, President Wright,
Present.
Chief of Staff John Baptiste,
Present.
Attorney General Polanco,
He's in the zone then.
okay. Chief Communications Officer Otara,
Present.
CFO Mosick,
Here.
Clerk Rodriguez Zapata.
Here.
Right,
Here's some light. With muscles. Oh.
thanks, all right.
Oh, the key responded.
Okay.
He's at the airport.
All right, now it's time for executive address, President Wright.
Good evening, everyone. I hope that you all had an amazing summer and got lots of rest. Now it's time to get back to work. Serving the student body is our duty, and I would like to close out my term as president while doing just that. Over the summer, a lot has happened, so we're going to just quickly review through all of that. Vice President Colvin and I attended the June 2025 Board of Trustees meeting for the university, where we got to present on behalf of the student body their compliments and concerns about the university's recent actions. The board was very responsive, and we look forward to connecting with them more frequently and bridging the gap between the two parties. However, we must do that ourselves first here in the student government of the College of Liberal Arts University. I would love to see the Senate present more resolutions while taking more actions to pass resolutions and do other things that will make Drew a better place for everyone. I would also like to see the Senate and our various committees do their own programming aside from the executive cabinet's work. Please be bold and stand on your own 2 feet. I believe that you all are more than capable of rising to that challenge. Here are some other important updates. 3 key members of the student body have transferred to other institutions, and they are in dire need of to be replaced as soon as possible. So if you haven't noticed, President Pro Tempore Spivak is currently chairing our Senate meeting because in Article 1, Senate Section 3, Senate Procedure, if A states the Vice President shall serve as the presiding officer of the Senate meetings, and in the event that the VP is absent, the order follows. President Pro Tempore, Attorney General, or Chief of Staff will then chair the meeting. Vice President Colvin resigned on Wednesday, August 20th, 2025. Senator Zine, Senator at Large, resigned on Tuesday, August 19th, 2025. I was informed by the elections chair that Senator Maroshani presumably resigned as well. And then we also found out that Senator Turta is a graduate student now. She can no longer legally serve in a CLA student government. So we have a lot of people to replace as time goes on. So the plan is to funnel all of those positions into the next election that should be happening in the next couple of weeks. So a lot of work for you, election chair, but and then handle it all. But yeah, I have to selected a new vice president, and you'll meet them in due time during this meeting. They'll be sworn in as the very first action item. Thankfully, we have the election coming up, so everything will be solved within a matter of a couple of weeks, hopefully. Yeah, get enough people to run first, but yeah. A lot of work, this is gonna be an all hands on deck type of situation. But just a friendly reminder, on Tuesday, September 2nd, student engagement will be hosting the annual activities fair and the Anger Center patio from noon to 5 p.m. So you can click this hyperlink and sign up for a slot at the table so that we can get CDFs in and let more people know about student government. And this semester, in terms of voting, will be very different because Attorney General Polanco is doing the London semester this semester, so she will be serving in student government and all of her responsibilities and capacities, but abroad. So there will be no more block voting for this semester at least. So simply we will be, if you look at the little placards in front of you, we will only be voting by roll call so that the votes are accurate. So she will be calling each of your names and you will state your specific vote, and then we will notate that and go from there, since she's the only person who has the power to do that. Then we'll also, for more sensitive matters, be using secret ballots. And that's how that will go. And I would like to introduce to all of you our new clerk, our first clerk actually, member of the class of 2029, Jorge Lisa Rodriguez Zapata. She will be joining us to make sure that our time management skills laid at the top. In the past, some meetings have tended to run over time, and this position was created by the Constitution and Violence Division Committee to make sure that we're out of here on time and get through everything on a decent time. So that will be her job. And today will be Chief of Staff John Baptiste's last meeting. Her service is greatly appreciated and she will be missed. And the work and dedication that she's given to this student body will not be forgotten. I will be announcing my new Chief of Staff at our next meeting on September 10th, 2025. And that's pretty much everything. But with all of these new changes being made to the Senate and within student government, I just really want you to remember to uphold your oath, both the Senate Executive Cabinet. This is a lot for us. So there's a lot of interchangeable situations happening, whether that be replacing new people, getting a whole new election to come through and replacing everybody else that has either graduated or within the new class. So there's just a lot of work to do within these first couple of weeks, but then you have to get back to usual business. As I normally say at the end of all of my executive addresses, if you have anything you need to disclose to me privately, here's a link to book a meeting with me throughout a time, and we'll have it over at the Student Empowerment Center. And probably for the moment, a lot of you have been waiting for the person I've selected to be Vice President for the remainder of this semester. I've selected Senator Ward to serve as Vice President for the remainder of this semester. So yeah, this decision was not made lightly, but based on the connection, drive, and ability and eagerness to serve in the Senate long term, I hope that he will be a great asset to me and be able to chair these Senate meetings as I expect. Yeah, and I would now ask that Attorney General Polanco administer the oath of office to the gentleman representing the student government and all College of Liberal Arts students. Senator Ward.
Do I stand?
Yeah, if you want.
Awesome. Hello, everyone. Okay, just let me know when you're ready.
Can we turn her up a little bit?
Yeah, I got you.
Hey.
Just
Getting past the seat.
Just let me know when you're ready.
Yeah, good enough.
Perfect. Okay, so say I state your name,
I do
swear to uphold and defend
hold up the
the Constitution and the bylaws
Constitution and bylaws.
of the student government of Drew University. I promise to carry out the office of your position
I promise to carry out the office of position of Vice President of the University
and to represent my constituency to the best of my ability.
and to represent my constituency to the best of my ability.
Congratulations.
And Seats now, is that?
President Wright? And Julie here knows how to fix the situation with the echoing.
I'll gladly take it.
While we're dealing with the audio issues, it looks like the sign up for the activities fair is on view only.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, that was the cool.
I smell baby.
This is the one. This one. Yeah. So.
I almost feel sick, but it's like stuff, right? You know, stuff you got in all my family, you're.
The first mentioned me in the government. It's in the one Cincinnati. You got
Ready?
All right, we're gonna bring the order back to the meeting. We got all of that out of the way. And we're gonna continue with everything that we need to get through here, because this is the first meeting of the year and those typically run pretty long, so we're gonna try and move forward with everything to get the important meat and potatoes of everything. So, Minister Vice Chair. All right, students' concerns and compliments. Attorney General Polanco administer oath of office to the clerk of the Senate. Lisa Rodriguez Zapata.
Let me know when you're ready. Great, sorry, it's really loud in here. Can you guys hear me?
Yes, we can.
Okay, perfect. Okay, so I state your name.
I, Lisa Rodriguez Zapata.
Swear to uphold and defend.
I'm sorry.
Swear to uphold and defend.
Swear to uphold and defend
The Constitution and the bylaws
the Constitution and the bylaws
of the student government of Drew University.
of the student government of Drew University.
I promise to carry out the office of your position
I carry of the office of clerk
to the best of my abilities.
to the best of my ability.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
No problem. I just wanted to mention right now, I'm gonna board my flight, so I do need to leave. Have a great meeting, everyone.
Thank
You're
you.
good. Have a wonderful. Go. All right, so moving on to student concerns and compliments. All right, Senator Dempsey.
As of yet with this year, Clemens has been, in a poor state, is what I put it. There have been numerous complaints, mostly about the fact that, breakfast kind of isn't open. There is like there's 2 stations open, and then everything else just isn't open for the entirety of the breakfast period. It's also, there's other photos, but this is the only one that was like uploaded to the form, but, they won't be serving breakfast food, up until 11. There's more photos of the stations not being open. Additionally, with the C-store, there's only 1 person working there when there normally is 2, and it's led to massive wait times, at least last night. there's no photos of that, but, in general, it's just, I don't know if it's just the fact that this is the first week and they're getting things going, or if it's actually like something has changed policy wise, but either way, it's not ideal.
I'd like to add that in my personal experience at Commons, if there's limited experience or like limited items of things, it's hard for them to replenish. You'll see that when something's out, it stays out for a decent amount of time. Even if there's limited, a couple trays of food, a couple stations, they don't seem to be replenishing as often and as frequently as we might like to be the case. Does anybody else have any other things to add? Dining concerns, anything? No, moving on. Senator Sesento,
Centeno.
my
Yeah,
bad.
thank you. So the most recent concern is the fact that there seems to be a drastic change in the portion sizes from Halal Shack, the dining company in the EC. In the first image, you see what they advertise as a Halal Shack rice bowl. And then the second photo is one from August 26th of 2025, where a student has no visible rice in their rice bowl. And just seems like the portion sizes have gone down significantly. And students have drawn attention to it. So if we could somehow return to the normal sizes or adjust the pricing for the new portions, that would be greatly appreciated.
You know if the client brought that to the attention of the manager on staff?
I don't believe so.
Okay, that would be the number one thing to do, because then you can get a replacement product right then. So make sure all the constituents know that there's a manager on staff all the time and they can have that conversation. Cause yeah, it should have more, someone misread a label somewhere, right?
Thank you.
So that's something we can do that.
President Pro Tem Forsythe.
Yeah, so I was told someone actually did talk to the manager there, and then they were told that they showed them that they were only putting in like a small spoon because that's all they're allowed by the school, so. That was what happened when management was brought up about it, and then they said they can't do anything about it because of budget, so. That's what I've heard from it.
And in those cases, then you come to Dean Brisson or myself and say, this is the conversation that occurred. Now, if you order a rice bowl and there's no rice, that's a problem. Right, so that should be there, and that's not because it's a scoop size, but yeah. Dean Brisson texted, she's following up with the dining director, which is their concern, so we'll have that solution.
All right, thank you, everybody. Does anybody else have anything to add? Just generally,
I had one up there.
Huh?
I had one up there as well.
oh, I thought you would, do you want to talk anything
No.
else about the EC that you?
Yeah, I had a bunch of things I wanted to bring up. So first off, so there's no option for black beans or chickpeas for the, I think it was, I forget, it might have been the pita, but last year they had it and now it was removed as well, which is annoying because now all they give you is like the protein and like whatever filling you want. No black beans or chickpeas anymore. And then next up, they don't have like a none option for the black beans or chickpeas as well. You have to pick one or the other. So if you want neither, you have to pick one of them either way. Then also I got complained about wait times for the food compared to last year, because I know that the staff do have to work around it, but compared to last year, I could tell it's much longer. Like I waited like 55 minutes for a Halal Shack order as well. Last year, the most I'd ever wait was like 35 in the big traffic. And then also one of my roommate tried ordering a gluten-free option there, and they charged him 2 meal swipes because they said the bowl was one, or the pita was one, and to get gluten-free was a separate second meal swipe. And then last, someone complained to me that they went to Commons at 10 a.m. and they want breakfast, and then they were told that it was out already, and they tried making their own, and they got told the teaching kitchen isn't available to like make your own breakfast. So yeah, a lot, but
I think this is like probably the most pressing issue with facing the student body. Everybody needs to eat, everybody wants to eat. This is the first week. This affects a lot of people's experiences here at Drew. So if anybody else has anything to add, whether it's a personal experience or a constituent raised a concern, please feel happy to raise your hand and say anything. Yes, in the back over here.
My roommate is gluten-free, she has celiac, and the only place on campus that she feels comfortable to eat is Halal Shack. And so with the recent downsizing in portions, she's not really able to eat. And luckily, we live in a theme house where we are privileged with having a kitchen, but there are many other students on this campus who don't have that. Who are also more severely celiac than her. She also didn't really have much issue with cross-contamination, but because of the issue with women getting into the food, she doesn't feel comfortable eating at any other place. So if she is only able to eat at the ball shop and the portions are so small, it's not really a full meal. Not only that, but a lot of people that I know who are vegan or vegetarian also don't feel comfortable eating a lot of places on campus. And Wall Shack provides alternate sources of protein that aren't meat. And so if they're not being provided with what they need, they're not.
We'll go just clear on Senator Howard.
When did this person go to the teach, what day was it they went to try and cook at the teaching kitchen? Cause I know I was in Commons at Monday and they opened the gate at 7 AM before they started service, but I got into the teaching kitchen. I was able to cook my own breakfast on one day.
It was today, this morning.
This morning? Okay.
Yes.
All right, we'll do Senator Dempsey and then Senator Prince.
I just want to add, well, two things. One, I want to ask about more specificity on the black beans, chickpeas anymore, because I know that it's an option, at least for the thing I got today. It was there, so I don't know if that was just for like the day it wasn't there, or if it's like there now, or if it's a specific item that it's not available on. Either way, just I feel like if we're going to be sending a complaint, it'd be good to have some specific items.
I think I misspoke. I meant that you can either pick black beans or chickpeas, but you can't pick neither.
Oh.
Like you have to pick one or the other. Yeah.
The other thing is that the test kitchen just has a very strong, strange smell, and I do not know what it is. I cannot identify it functionally, which is
Where is it at?
just the testing kitchen, like the do-it-yourself kitchen, not testing, sorry. You walk in and it's just kind of a strong smell. I don't know what it is, really. That's the stranger part.
Very noticeable, but it's very hard to discern exactly
Yeah,
what it is.
I can't know if it's just like a spice mix or it's just like something's dead.
I would also like to add, this is something I noticed in the test kitchen the other day. There's no milk. There's rice milk and there's soy milk, but there wasn't any regular milk. Yeah, I went into the walk-in freezer or fridge that they had for anything else. There wasn't any milk in there either. So I'm not sure if that's something that they plan on replacing and just providing regular just milk. But that didn't seem to be accessible for any of the smoothies, which I know is a very popular thing for people on campus. And then Senator Prince.
I did get a few complaints about the new Commons opening time for the weekend. Commons opens at 10 o'clock, which is considered pretty late for a lot of students, considering a lot of kids stay on campus on the weekend. So it opening at 10 changes their schedule, especially for those who work on the weekend early in the morning. They can't get breakfast at Commons, they have to go elsewhere to get breakfast. So if that could be like maybe adjusted, go back to the original times or something to change that.
Thank you so much.
Teaching kitchen should be open on the weekends at the earlier time.
Okay.
So when you looked at the actual customer usage in the comments in the earlier times on the time thing, there was typically less than 6 students per hour that were going in, or even though like 9 at different times throughout the day. That's why they adjusted stuff, but it's something we should monitor to make sure we just swing that punch all day.
I do think in a conversation about like the flow of students in and out of Commons at certain times, I think that also is a reflection of what meal availability there is at those times. There might not be, if there was large availability, there might be larger fluxes of students if it's later or earlier, but that's a conversation we can have with them and see if certain things change. We experiment with it.
Who is dining concerns committee chair? This
Not
year
here.
just resigned.
Yeah.
It's wonderful.
So we can have someone take that on and then just set up those regular weekly meetings for time.
Okay.
All right, does anybody else have anything to add?
So I'm a first year student at Drew, and my experience so far with the food option, it's not up to my satisfaction. With my Muslim friends, we don't eat pork, and mostly what's on the menu is pork. And most of the students are kind of like struggling like with the food because most of them are from different countries, just like me. I'm struggling with the food option because like I haven't been given like eating more. I've been ordering food from outside,
just because I can eat and like students is fun.
What was your name too, please?
My name is Smith Femi at the end.
Can you spell that just for the record?
Nifemi, my first name, my last name, so it's Abeyemi.
We got it? Okay, thank you so much, duly noted. Anybody else have anything to add? We'll go in the back and then to center out.
There is milk, it's just at the coffee station now. I just wanted to let you know that.
Thank you, I am very appreciative of that. In the center house?
Just touching back with the teaching kitchen, if it should be open on the weekends, if people are like having those troubles where they're going in and trying to cook for themselves and then being told. That that's not an option at the moment, is there any kind of pathways that we know someone could go to deal with that issue? Because I feel like especially with these more shortened times, like people being able to access the kitchen to cook for themselves is pretty important.
I mean, the
So-
teaching kitchen's supposed to be open from 7 a.m. to 11 p.m. So.
Yeah.
There's periods that it is not, and it's not down, because there's a cleaning and operational, there's an issue. And that's something that should be shared, to the management there, and then also, to the team person, myself, or, somebody else to sleep on.
And Senator Dempsey.
I would like to object, there was not milk, it just happens.
Oh, yeah, it might not be intentionally for the smoothie station, I'm just saying like it does exist.
Oh, no, yeah, just, yeah, the one that's, sits behind the drink station, the door's been like unlocked. It like, you make the new bags in it, it just hasn't been replaced for the past, I guess, week or so, not week, but it's 3 days. And then the one by the coffee station is just empty and kind of sad, because you get the little dribble when you open it, and that's it.
And so
I'm not supposed to talk. Okay.
also to add, because if you're gonna go on a wild goose chase and a scavenger hunt for milk, there were no cups in the test kitchen, and then this was yesterday. There were no cups anywhere. There was only cups by the dispensing of like the little orange water that there was. That was the only place in the entire commons where there's any cups. On the second day of classes, I think people should have spoons, which there's none anywhere, and there's no cups or anything else. President Pro Tempore Spivak?
To add on to that, today we actually, my roommate and I asked for cups, and then the lady was like, okay, I'll do it, and then by the time we left, she just didn't bother to yet, and then we had water bottles, so we obviously had that to drink, but like it takes like 1 minute probably to refill cups, you just get them, put them. Come on.
Yeah, it's noticeable that there's some degree of lapse in an attempt here or something. Does anybody, Senator Dempsey?
So just kind of one last thing I have, but I noticed that they took out the trash can, is that because everyone throws away the silverware, or is that just a change that? no one noticed? There, it's kind of by the coffee station, like, the drinks, and it's in the corner, the little note there. Now, like, I worked in a restaurant, I know that spoons went constantly missing, because I put them away, but I don't know if that's a deliberate choice, or it's just a.
Yeah, I don't know.
Someone forgot to do anything, that's the.
Misinterest. It's bad they call it, at least in the commons, but over here in the city.
Oh, but comments, yeah, it's.
All right. Thank you.
I didn't know if it's your name.
I'll just bring you.
There we go. All right, moving on to action items. Let's see here.
Sorry.
We got you. Chief Financial Officer Mochik, we have the budget. Would you like to present that?
It's pretty much the same thing every year in the beginning. We have the same amount of money. We have no rollover, so there's nothing really different from previous years. But if anybody would like to look at anything, we try to do the committees on like we start them at 0 and then we apply for money. Accessibility and Sustainability Committee always spend the most money, so we give them the full $300 right away. But that's the whole intention of some committees having a full 300 compared to none. But we also have money for ad hoc. If you look at the fall 2025 and spring 2026, those ones will change. Any questions, more than happy to answer.
We'll give everybody like a minute or two to just kind of look over the budget. we'll take a second for questions, Rick, I want to go, just look at the budget for a little minute.
Make it bigger.
Oh, can you make it bigger? Yeah, yeah.
100% right there. No.
I have to, no, I need to do something.
I forget that not everybody has the computer with the thing inside of them. There we go.
No, that's not what I meant.
I would also like to urge if anybody's upset with the lack of initial funding for their committee. We strongly urge anybody in any committee to try and push the envelope with anything that you have, any initiatives that you have. If you want to spend the money, we're happy to give you the ad hoc money. But there needs to be initiatives worth spending, and just a show of initiative is all it takes to try and get some stuff and the ball rolling.
And also just an FYI, the budget already, we've already spent money because of resolutions passed last semester. If you remember, we passed a resolution for the Caribbean Student Society, and that money was supposed to roll over for this semester. So it's already been deducted from both the executive cabinet and Senate budgets.
Alright, so we will now initiate the motion to vote on the budget and approve it by, we're not doing block votes, right? It's roll call vote? Alright, roll call vote, the resolution, so I will, or the Attorney General will go one by one and ask you to hold your placard up and say your vote, yea or nay, and we'll record it, but did that not fall upon me? It's okay. Okay. We'll start with the President Pro Tempore and then we'll do the Executive Cabinet. President Pro Tempore?
Yay.
Yay. Senator Patel?
Yay.
Senator Jenkins?
Yay.
Senator De Jesus?
Yay.
Senator Howard?
Yeah.
Senator Satano? Is that right?
Yes.
Senator Dempsey?
Yay.
Senator Prince? Senator Farragalla?
Staying.
And then CFO?
Wait, you don't know?
We don't know. Yeah, it doesn't vote. I'm sorry. I believe that's unanimous,
Almost.
almost, with one extension.
Alright.
Okay, moving on. All right, we have a tweet timeline for the fall 2020 election. So, would Chair Casanova Ghost like to present the new fall senatorial election timeline?
Thank you. So I was the tweet version, because I accidentally turned in a version that did not work with the Senate date. So if it can be pulled up, it's fully what I wrote. It is a very crunched timeline because we want to get senators sworn in on the 10th of September. So there's just a couple dates for tabling up there, and I will ask people to please table for student government elections because on the club fair, because I cannot be there for the majority of it. There's also a day in there just in case we need to have a runoff or anything. I mean, if you've been here, it's basically the same thing as last semester, just a little shorter. And if anyone has any questions, I am willing to answer.
Yes, Senator Satano.
Yes. Can we just clarify what positions are available to be for this election?
So to my knowledge, it will be the 4 senator at large positions, 2 freshmen, what else? 1 transfer, and then because of the 2 resignations, we will have a new INTO senator and a second international senator.
Thank you.
Of course.
Any other questions for election cycle? No more other comments or concerns? Senator Farragalla?
Would have been great. Are we gonna have the t-shirts again?
I-
Those were a big hit. I gotta
If
say.
we don't, we won't get anyone voting in these elections.
Okay, T-die for, I love it. Okay,
Zach,
great.
I would like to second that notion, that a lot of people really like those shirts. Let's see, and motion to approve this, the new timeline of the resolution. So we're gonna do the same thing again, one by one. President Pro Tempore Spivak.
Yay.
Senator Patel. Senator Jenkins.
Yay.
Senator De Jesus,
Yay.
Senator Howard,
Yeah.
Senator Satano.
Yay.
Senator Dempsey.
Yay.
Senator Prince, Senator Farragamo.
Yay with the t-shirts.
I like what you think.
There we go, that, we got one unanimous. Alright, and then, would you like to present your funding for, the fall 2020 Senate election?
So I will say, I didn't see my committee on that budget board, which fair, but that's why we need money. So for those who were here last semester on election day, we bought a bunch of student government t-shirts, we got stickers, and we got candy. We were in Commons the entire day, and it worked really, really well. Did get people to vote, they were enthusiastic about it. And all I'm asking for is the same thing again. So last year I asked for $500, $250 from Senate, $250 from Cabinet. And I'm asking for the same thing again, so we can have a successful election again this year. And again, any questions or concerns, I'm willing to answer. What's up?
We'll go with Senator Prince and then we'll go into that.
So shortened timeline, how will you get the t-shirts on time?
So that is a very good question. Last time we were able to get them like the day before election day. My hope would be that once this gets approved, we could put in a request to get them like literally today or tomorrow, just so we can store them in student government office and call it a day. Because last semester it was very chaotic trying to get these freaking t-shirts. So I would hope to get it done as soon as possible, but it will get done. I promise you that.
Alright, in the back?
My question is regarding the elections. How does it work like for freshmen? Like how does the voting?
So for freshmen, you are voting in your constituency. So for example, you are a freshman, you will be able to vote for the freshman senator or the senators at large because they are not by class specifically. They would represent the entire student body. And there will be more information to come on election day, but basically you will probably be voting mostly for the freshman senators, or if you have for transfer, you vote for transfer. Really, you vote within your constituency.
Senator Farragamo, you have a question?
For the t-shirts, can you change the color? We do green.
I like that idea because isn't that, I could be going crazy, but I feel like that's one of the school colors.
Just saying, just bear with me, okay?
So some degree of variety would be nice. I know they were a big hit anyway, but I'd like to have some.
Colors, I mean, people, that actually would work well then, because then people would be more inclined to get one.
Awesome, thank you.
And I do, we'll do a point of information in 1 second. I remember, I think I was tabling, there was a lot of extra larges left over, and a lot of people like, wanted smalls and mediums. So if we can kind of like shift from extra larges to a little bit of the smaller sizes, I think that would be accommodating for a decent amount of people. Zach?
Point of information, we normally get our t-shirts from Alfred's, the sporting store right there on Main Street. And normally when we contact them, they're very quick to fulfill the order from us, so I normally just give them our deadline and they make it happen. So we should be fine within the time. By the time student engagement approves our funding request on the path, we will directly place the order, so we should be okay. Yeah.
All right, approving the funding of $250 from executive cabinet and student government. We're gonna go same order. President Pro Tempore Spivak.
Yeah.
Senator Patel.
Yay.
Senator Jenkins.
Yay.
Senator De Jesus.
Yay.
Senator Howard.
Yay.
Senator Satano. Senator Dempsey.
Yeah.
Senator Prince. Senator Farragamo.
Yay!
We go. Steamrolling right along. All right, President Pro Tempore, we have the resolution of the student government at the College of Liberal Arts for the States Fair. Would you like to present that?
Yeah, let me get it up.
Thanks.
Okay, sponsored by Executive Cabinet, co-sponsored by Student Engagement, Ranger Bear Programming, and Gourmet Dining. Whereas the student government of the College of Liberal Arts of Drew University desires to put on bigger and more engaging events for the student body. Whereas on Thursday, September 25th, 2025, at 4 to 8 p.m., we will host the States Fair. Whereas the States Fair is an event with foods from states across the country, coordination with gourmet dining for dinner at the various stations, with games and activities to give off that state fair aesthetic. Whereas given that this is a big event, it will come with great costs. Whereas our co-collaborators will also be contributing financial assistance to be paying for this event. Be it resolved that the CLA student government shall allocate $2,000 1,000 from the Senate's budget, 1,000 from executive cabinet's budget. To be the head host of State's Fair at Drew University on the 25th day of September of the year 2025. For providing students with another unforgettable experience and enhancing campus life, the potential new Drew tradition. And then there's a itemized list.
Does anybody have questions, comments, or concerns? We'll go Senator Jenkins first.
Is the date set in stone or can it be changed? I feel like, we might get more turnout for something like this if it was on a weekend instead of technically within the, school week. Cause I know some guys have classes late. Some guys drive. So just an inquiry on that.
As of right now, the date is definitely set in stone. I've already had meetings with dining and student engagement, and we've already secured this date. And that's simply because the following day, it was originally supposed to be the 26th, which is Friday, but due to family weekend, we had to make some executive decisions, and I had to compromise in order to be able to work with 4 days schedule, because they do plan their monthly events in advance. So I emailed them about this back in like June. So it was like very intensively planned, and there was not a lot of room to budge on guidance. And that's the main part of the whole event. So yeah, unfortunately, this is the day that it will.
Senator Prince, you had your hand if you're good. Anybody else have any questions or comments? President Horstback?
Is there a way that you could collaborate with other clubs as well on this? Cause that's like 60% of our budget right there for the semester.
Yeah, since this is solely our event, we have to contribute the most amount of funding for it. Because if we're asking another club to contribute more money than we're contributing, then they should be hosting an event rather than us. So, I did bundle the numbers a little bit to make us pay the most, but also not pay as much that it would kill us. So we're requesting from other clubs. I'm currently talking with other presidents to see how much funding that we can secure. But this is working. So if we can get this number to change by the 10th, because this is just currently what we're saying we're gonna get. But if I get enough presidents and other clubs to join us in paying for this event, we'll come back on September 10th with reallocation with the money elsewhere. So.
Senator Farrell.
So point of inquiry, did you get approval from these organizations of how much money they're able to contribute, or is that still to be determined?
It's working.
Okay, that's cool beans.
Senator Prince?
Just out of curiosity, what's the difference between the State's Fair and Drew Fest?
The main difference between the two is that every year during Drew Fest, there's always a barbecue style meal, but this is to actually give off that state fair aesthetic and vibe that a lot of other universities have similar events. It was just to bring that type of vibe over here. And when I brought up the idea to student engagement who hosts Drew Fest and the dining services, they didn't even hesitate and with jumping on the bandwagon. And I was surprised because I thought they also would bring that up, but they didn't. So I felt like on their end, they didn't see a problem with, I guess, the repetition. Yeah.
I would like to ask if, we know that the conversation is ongoing with how much money other, clubs and everything can contribute. Do you have like an estimation of like what number you would anticipate other clubs may be able to bring forward?
Yeah, so I'm planning on sending out an email to the bigger clubs that I know whose budgets are pretty robust enough that they can contribute, like community association, other people. I know budgets have been cut, but I'm really guided with that with CFO mostly to see which clubs can withstand that budget, and also which clubs themes match with an event like this, because I'm not expecting the cultural club to join in on partaking in the State's Fair event type of thing. So being very intentional and who to ask money from, and also who can withstand giving pledging such amounts.
Yeah. Awesome. Senator Howard.
So I just wanted to check, because I'm a little unfamiliar with kind of the student government scheduling as a whole. How many events of some semi-large scale similar to this, we typically sponsor in the fall semester. Just because I do agree with like all these concerns where this is a large portion of our budget and it's the first meeting, and I understand we've got the connections with other clubs we're looking at right now, but this is a lot of money to be putting towards one event immediately as soon as the semester started.
Yeah, so typically we don't do a lot of big events, honestly. Since I've been here, we've never spent a substantial amount of money on the event. We normally pretty much penny pinch and then do a bunch of smaller events, but we've never done a big event in a long time. I don't know if Nerds has more historical past on what student government has done, but it's been a while since student government has thrown a bigger event where a lot of students have been able to come out and enjoy the event.
Senator Prince?
I think it's a good idea, but at the same time, we really don't know how much we're allocating since you're still getting all the clubs together. So I do motion to table.
Senator President Pro Tempore Spivak?
Second.
Alright, so the motion to table the resolution by roll call vote, so we'll go across. Spivak?
Yay.
Alright, yay. Senator Patel?
Yeah.
Senator Jenkins?
Yay.
Senator De Jesus?
Yay.
Senator Howard?
Yeah.
Senator Sapano?
Yay.
Senator Dempsey?
Yay.
Senator Prince?
Yay.
Senator Fargal?
Yay.
Do we have a proposed date as to when to table this?
So anything that's able goes automatically to the next meeting, so you're just on.
Gotcha. I'll try and be active in our group chat that we have on our Gmail chat, see if we can't get like one of those Zoom meetings beforehand, if we secure any kind of funding from any other clubs, and just make sure that we don't, with the date more so rapidly approaching, we wouldn't want to wait too long and then some logistics get messed up. So we'll see if we can just keep it up our eye on everything that has to do with. Let's see here. Confirmation of Dining Concerns Committee Chair Clerk Rodriguez Zapata. Do I then read if I have to nominate because Attorney General Block is on here? With confirmation of Dining Concerns Committee Chair, so someone would have to.
Yeah.
Right, I'm not sure of the exact words.
They have a question.
Oh, okay. So, our wonderful clerk is going to be hopes to be confirmed for the Dining Concerns Committee Chair. And does anybody have questions as to have a confirmation? Does anybody have concerns or, anything else they'd like to contribute for this discussion? Senator Fargal?
Would the meetings you have with dining concerns be, every week, bi-weekly, or how would that work? What would be the method of action?
Depending on how many concerns people you submit and we would need to review, then I would make time accordingly for the meetings as needed.
Senator Howard?
You remember the class of 2029, correct?
Yes, I am.
Okay, so this is your first semester on campus.
Yes, it is.
Do you think not having any previous experience with the dining services on campus is gonna impede your ability to perform in this position?
No, absolutely not. I think,
Continue.
I think that as a first year, I can provide with a different input because I'm not really used to however things were before, but that gives you guys a fresh pair of eyes as into like what my concerns would be and things that you guys may not necessarily consider a concern because you guys are used to it.
Senator Prince?
I know you're saying it's depending on the intake, like the amounts of people that meet, but considering that dining concern takes up most of our meeting every time that we meet, how are you gonna, navigate that? Considering that it is your first year with all the different classes that you saw.
Actually, I wake up really early, so I have all 9 a.m. classes every day. So for the most part, I'm free for all the afternoons except for Wednesdays.
Anybody else have anything else they'd like to contribute? Any questions? I would just like to add that, as Senator Prince said, does take a very large portion of our Senate meetings. There is always a lot of dining concerns, so I would imagine it's gonna be a very work intensive position. So we appreciate anything that you'd be willing to help us change, and good luck, and I'll swear you in.
We got a vote.
Oh, yeah. Alright, motion to confirm, Clerk Rodriguez Zapata, the position of, Dining Concerns Committee Chair. President Pro Tem Ortega,
Yeah.
Senator Patel. Senator Jenkins,
Yeah.
Senator De Jesus,
Yay.
Senator Howard.
Yay.
Senator Spano.
Yay.
Senator Dempsey.
Yay.
Senator Prince,
Abstain.
Senator Farrell.
Abstain.
That's 6-3.
Yeah.
It's 2/3.
That is.
I think we're good, right?
Yeah.
Alright, so let's hope I can find. I don't know, I don't have anything on me for the confirmation. Okay, right, thank you, sorry. We'll smooth that all against next time, we said. You ready? You don't have to stand if you don't want. Repeat after me, raise your right hand. I state your name,
I, Bernice Rodriguez Zapata,
swear to uphold and defend
swear to uphold and defend
the Constitution and the bylaws
the Constitution and the bylaws
of the student government of your university.
of the student government of University.
I promise to carry out the office
I promise to carry out the office
of your position.
of chair for the dining
That's right.
committee
And to represent my constituency
and to represent my position
to the best of my ability.
to the best of my ability.
Congratulations.
Yeah.
All right, let's see. Resolution, what's this one? This is another state's fair law, was this separate? Okay. Okay, we're good. Senator committee updates. Does anybody else have anything they'd like to add, anything important going on, liaison updates? Senator Farrell?
Question, when are the committees meeting? Did we discuss date on when they will be held?
So, as you know, all returning senators who have served on the committees have, know that every time it's a new semester, President Pro Tem Quebec will send out a new form to decide what committee she will serve on and what liaison will take upon. So by the next meeting, once we have a full Senate again, that's when we'll start getting that role, because we need all senators to be here. So that's after the election, there will be a form at that meeting where you will submit, and then by the next meeting, which will be, I believe in October or late September, you'll have your placement by then.
Thank you.
Does anybody else have anything they'd like to add from a liaison position, committee position? I would just like to say that committees are probably one of the things that we can do a lot more work on. Within my 2 semesters as a senator, but I was in the elections chair committee, and I actually don't even remember the other committee, because I don't believe I had any committee meetings. Both of my chairs didn't really push an envelope to try and make sure that that was the thing that happened. So if you're committee chair, or if you're just a member, we'll see if we can just have that. They don't need to be as luxurious and established. We just need some people to get together and see if we can solve some problems that people are experiencing. So I encourage everybody to just try and do what they can to make sure that we can solve some problems together. Bob report. The financial officer Mochi.
Yeah, we have start meetings next week. We only have one club reach out looking for club creation, but the beginning of the semester are pretty slow because everybody already has money, so nothing to update.
Thank you very much. Any questions? Nobody? Wonderful. Attorney General report. She is not here. I'll just read it for everybody. I wish you all the best. I'm currently heading to London, but I'm looking forward to working with you all this semester. I'll continue to put my best foot forward despite being virtual and hours away. Please never hesitate to reach out via email with any questions regarding voting, elections, etc. That's wonderful. Anybody, I mean, there's not really questions to ask for that one. Chief of Staff report.
So you already said this is my last meeting as chief of staff. I think he's already selected somebody else that will come next meeting. But I love serving with all of you guys and I wish the best for all of you.
Thank you very much. CCO report. Nothing to report. President Pro Tempore report.
Looking forward to working with everyone from Sears.
Thank you very much. All right, announcements and upcoming events. The Love Island event, summer send-off bingo on today, now. For all EC, Survivor Thrive at Drew Block Party, that's tomorrow, 11 a.m. So everybody, we're members of the student government. It means a lot to a lot of people if they see our faces, if they know who we are. If we just connect with people and just tell them that if they need anything, they can come to us and they can voice their concerns to us. Boardwalk night, that is the 29th. EC patio. Bachelorette activities fair on September 2nd. That's that Tuesday, I believe. Noon at the EC. And Global Education Fair on September 10th, 11:30 in the afternoon or prior to noon on the EC patio. All right, does anybody else have any questions about any of these upcoming events? Senator Howard.
I just want to say, before we get close to wrapping up, that the activities fair sign up is still on view only. I just want to see, make sure like we're aware of that, so we get it set up so people can sign up, so you don't have issues with tabling, when the fair comes around. That's it.
Duly noted. Thank you very much. That's the point. We'll do Senator Farragut and Prince and then back.
So are all of these, is there any additional information we need to know, or was there information sent out to all the clubs in terms of the involvement fair being,
So I also inquired about that with a couple of senators as well as the election chair. So what happened was student engagement contacted all club advisors, not club leaders. So you have to ask your club advisor to sign up for the activities fair. So yeah, so if you have an advisor that's not as active as some others are, definitely get in contact.
fantastic, thank you.
Senator Prince, do you have a question? Gotcha. In the back?
Yes, I just want to say that some of the events are very familiar because some have like 8 p.m., 10 p.m. and then to be else like go back home like early or they do like continue to home.
I don't believe there's any means by which we're going to change the time. I think there's a lot of aspects that are also probably not too community friendly, and mainly the parking, especially if there's going to be something during school hours or if it's going to be late. But I would say I'm not sure for these specific events, given the time frame, that anything's going to change. But I would certainly will echo your concerns with future planning that commuters have reservations about these time frames.
Point of information, student engagement has revamped their entire department, so they have now something called the Ranger Programming Board, and there's no more DNL. DNL does not exist anymore. There will be late night events still happening every now and then, but they are trying to move to more commuter-friendly events happening earlier in the daytime. So you'll start to see that change over time, with probably the next month or so. So just be on the lookout. There will be more commuter-friendly events. We also have a commuters association who make sure all the events they throw are commuter-friendly. So there's a lot of different clubs and organizations that try their best. These clubs are just now meeting for the first time this week. So most of the events currently being thrown are by the university rather than all the clubs and organizations that through. So just more to come. Yeah.
In the back.
I'd just like to say, some advisors are rather inactive, so if you could please email things to presidents. I'm on the executive board of 4 clubs. And 3 of those are advisors who are not very active, so if you could just send that to the president on the path. Right now, a lot of the presidents are just emailing it to each other or sharing it however they can, and that's just really inconvenient. Because we don't know everyone, and it's not our job to go onto the path and find everyone.
Thank you very much. That is very helpful information. With my club experiences, I feel that that's the sentiment that's just across the board with a lot of clubs and a lot of advisors. Senator Fargal?
I just wanna say in terms of the concern about commuters, so Commuters Association is under new leadership, so we're still trying to, get the nuts and bolts, but we will be sending out, something very soon. To gauge, the analytics of when people leave, so that we can always have something, readily available for everyone. And feel free to reach out, if you ever, have any other concerns, we're here for the commuters, so. Thank you.
Anybody else have any questions? Anything at all? Nothing? All right, with that, we will motion to adjourn the meeting by roll call vote. Senator Prince? Motion to adjourn.
Second.
Second? All right, wonderful. We'll take the vote. President Pro Tempore Spivak.
Abstain.
Senator Patel. Senator Jenkins.
Abstain.
Senator De Jesus.
Yay.
Senator Howard.
Yay.
Senator Sedento. Senator Dempsey.
Yay.
Senator Prince.
Yay.
Senator Fargal. All right, with that, I gotta bang the gavel here. This is my favorite part. That's our first good meeting. I hope to see you guys in 2 weeks.
Yeah.
In some ways, yes.
No comment there. No. Let me get back to my team first, and then I'll get back to it.
I think one of these guys, they have one. Do you want me to just chuck this out of here? Give you the empty. I got you. Papers.
Congratulations.
Are we gonna do the senator, the first?
How do we do the first